After 2 consecutive year-long injuries to John Wall a few years ago, the keys to the Wizards' offense was handed over to a dynamic shooting guard, Beal, and even though the team has disappointed fans for over those years, Beal certainly hasn't let them down. Averaging over 30 points per game this year on a team with one of the best offenses in the league, Beal has shown that he's straight up a bucket getter. While he makes the game look easy on that end of the floor, not many realize the hard work he's put in over the years to get to this point. So today we're going to look into that because we're talking about Brian Bradley's insane diet and workout. Before we get started, don't forget to drop a like and hit the subscribe button so you can stay notified when we put out new content. Without further ado, let's talk about what fuels Big Panda. Coming out of the University of Florida back in 2012, Bradley Beal was a super skinny prospect with a buttery shot release and a quick first step. From the start, despite being an inch or two shorter than a lot of the 2 guards in the league, Beal seemed to already have the athleticism and the talent to blossom into an all-star caliber player. But it may come to a surprise to many fans and spectators that he wasn't necessarily eating like a top prospect. While his superior young metabolism was keeping him lean and cut, Beal was indulging in everything an athlete shouldn't eat. This even earned Beal the nickname Big Panda from his Wizard teammates back in the day. Former teammate John Wall explained Beal's big appetite when he talked about going out to eat with him, saying, "Whenever we'd go out to eat, he might get the biggest meal, and he's gonna finish it. Sometimes I'm gonna be honest and I'm like, man, I can't finish. I've gotta take it to go." He finds a way to be the only one to finish his meal. Beal's response when asked about this? You gotta get your second wind. Competitive eaters all around the world would be proud of Beal's mentality. And apparently that mentality certainly doesn't stop when it comes to pizza. Beal has been donned a big pizza guy, which was exemplified when during the first round series against the Bulls, Beal had 5 pizzas shipped to him by his favorite St. Louis pizza chain. By the time he told the reporter this, he had already eaten 2 and had 3 to go. Bradley's brother and strength trainer Brandon added on to the talks about his brother's appetite, telling NBC Sports Washington, "If I ate as many carbs as Brad did, I would be 350 pounds. That's why they call him the Panda. He can throw back food as much as anyone." But it's not just pizza and takeout that the Wizard star was indulging in. He apparently had a big sweet tooth coming into the league as well. But when the injuries started to pile up during the early stages of his career, Beal knew it was time to start cutting them out. When asked how he was planning to stay healthy, Beal said, "I'm eating the right foods. I don't eat junk food as much as I used to anymore. I used to always say I have a high metabolism, but I'm getting older. My weight's been fluctuating a little bit. I'm a big sweets guy. I love Skittles. I love Reese's chocolate. I probably couldn't tell you the last time I had one, to tell you the truth. It's a mental challenge. It's a discipline thing. If I want to be healthy, I gotta cut that stuff out." So even though Beal had a deep love for junk food, he decided to cut out all the snacks out of his life, and since then he's remained relatively healthy, which has allowed him to develop into one of the best scorers in the league. And with his realization, Beal joined a campaign in DC to help kids get better options for their diet by promoting more fruits and vegetables. Beal has been a member of multiple events with Partnership for Healthier America, along with several other DC sports stars to help curb childhood obesity. There are very few people who could have had the same diet as Beal and gotten away with it for so long, and now he's realized he couldn't even stay healthy on it. But that's enough for his diet. Let's talk about the workouts that keep Beal fit and sharp as attack on the floor. Beal was lucky enough to have his career grow alongside popular trainer Drew Hanlon, whose client list has the likes of Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Kelly Oubre. But before Hanlon was training all-stars, he was actually facing off against Beal's older brother on the basketball court. So when Bradley's basketball notoriety started to take off, his father asked Hanlon if they could train together. And from there, each of them were on their way to a long and successful career. Each summer, Hanlon and Beal pick 3 things that Beal should perfect, and they go hard at it for the whole summer. Whether it be playmaking, finishing off the rim, or off the dribble jumpers, the 2 of them zero on the specifics and work on it until Beal feels that he's mastered it. But as Beal's game starts to get better and better, and the weapons the Wizards around him start to dwindle, teams realize they just had to make it tougher on him, constantly doubling him and putting their best defenders on him at all times. So even though his skill set was getting better every year, Beal was getting worn out by playing the most minutes on the team and zeroed in on by other teams every night. Hanlon talked about this, saying, "Once teams were trapping him like crazy, his legs just went out because he's never been relied upon to do the different things he was doing. When you go off the ball to on the ball, it's a different kind of strain." So with this in mind, Hanlon, Beal, and his other trainers decided they needed to start working on Beal's stamina. To do so, Hanlon would implement high-intensity interval training, making Beal go full-on for 3-minute drills, whether it be sprinting to spot-up shooting or trailing a defender without a break for those 3 straight minutes. Bradley Beal also has his brother Brandon train him throughout the years, using a specific weight training routine to bulk up from that skinny kid out of the University of Florida. A few years ago, Brandon introduced his all-star brother to circuit training, which consisted of Bradley going through a 30 to 45-minute obstacle course featuring exercises like leg curls, hamstring curls, leg extensions, squat jumps, and box jumps. Throughout this entire workout, he's only allowed 30-second breaks at a time, making it high intensity and working on his stamina as well as his strength. Along with his brother and Drew Hanlen, Beal has also kept up with the more traditional workouts, doing dumbbell squats, medicine ball throws, rows, flies, curls, pretty much everything you expect an athlete like him to be doing. But the interesting thing about Beal is that those are just his baseline workouts, a place to start and to work up from. Hanlen talked about Beal's unrelenting work ethic, saying, "There are also perks to overworking, that you're in peak, top shape. Ever since he's been a little kid, he's been a special worker. Him being in amazing shape is due to his tremendous work ethic." And these workouts seem to be successful, as Beal has become arguably the most conditioned player in the league, averaging over 35 minutes per game in the last 5 years and staying consistent for the Wizards throughout those minutes. With the addition of Russell Westbrook and a promising finish to the regular season, it looks like some of the weight has been taken off of Beal's shoulders, but it doesn't mean he's slowing down. Even though they were met with a 4-1 series loss to the Sixers these playoffs, Wizards fans could finally see a glimmer of hope, and it all starts with Big Panda. How do you see Beal in the Wizards season going next year? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to help us out by liking and subscribing so we could stay afloat. Have an awesome day!